Okay, everyone, let's start off with what we're supposed to be learning in this lesson. I can learn about animal body parts and tell how they help the animal survive. Parents and students, you can print this if you like. If you have the book, you can write in the book. If you want to use the Google document that is on the Google Classroom, do so, or you can write in a notebook. So here today we have a zoo scavenger hunt. We have to find an animal for each clue, and there will be clues. I will read them in a minute. Then we draw or write an explanation to support our answer. So let's look at the whole chart. Now let's focus in. We have a row of clues. Can climb to get food. So think of an animal that has to climb to get food. Eats meat. Think of an animal that eats meat. Lives in a warm place. Think of an animal that lives in a warm place. Finds food in water. Not every animal does that. Escapes danger quickly. The next row is animal. You can write the name of the animal or draw a picture. And the next column is I know this because we're going to tell how we know it. Did we find it in a book? Did we find it on the internet? Did we see it at the zoo before? That's going to depend on how you decide to do it. So can climb to get food. Well, I have these nice zoo cards. Let's check this animal out. Rattlesnake. Habitat desert. It eats small mammals. Body parts. The tip of its tail rattles when scared. It has 2 large fangs. It has a forked tongue and nostrils to sense animals that are nearby. See how his tongue is forked in 2? Well, I don't think he climbs trees to get his food. Snapping turtle. His habitat, that's where he lives in lakes, ponds, and rivers. His diet, that doesn't mean he's on a diet trying to lose weight. Diet is what he eats. Insects, small fish, snakes, and plants. Let's look at his body parts. He has a hard shell to protect his soft body. He has no teeth, so it uses its sharp beak to eat insects. And he has webbed feet from moving in the water. He does not climb trees to get his food. Ooh, maybe this animal can climb a tree to get his food. Blue poison dart frog. Habitat, rainforest. Diet, insects. Body parts. Skin is bright blue with black spots. Bright colors on frogs warn predators that the frog is poisonous. Tiny frog. It has suction cup toes for climbing trees. Well, we found that. That is definitely, we could just write frog, or we could write blue poison dart frog, or you could draw it. I'm going to write it. Blue poison dart frog. Ooh, it's kind of messy when you have to hold the camera too. Okay, I don't know why it got dark like that. Okay, I know this because, well, I read about the animal and found out. And I did know a little bit about frogs before. So I could say, I know because I read about it, or I observed the frog. I looked carefully to see he was climbing on a tree branch. I know this because I observed the frog. Or I knew it because I saw them at the zoo. I'll take that too. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Eat meat. Ooh, you know what? If he eats insects, insects are meat. Insects are not plants. And he eats insects, small fish, snakes, and plants. So I could go back to him. Snapping turtle. Snapping turtle eats meat. So how do I know? I read it. I read about it. Or maybe you looked it up on the internet if you don't want to use my cards. My cards will be posted on Google Classroom. Lives in a warm climate. Well, he does. He lives in the Amazon. It's warm in the Amazon. But let's look up one or two more. Bald eagle. Habitat, forests near water. Well, he can fly from a cold place to a warm place. So I'm just going to keep looking. Oh, this bird lives in a warm place. But it actually does, it says lakes or marshes. I just happen to know he lives in warm places because I've seen him at the zoo and I've read about him. But I'm going to try to find someone that I know lives in a really warm place. That's a salamander. This one actually says warm. Clownfish. He lives in warm water. He doesn't live in cold water. It has to be a warm water reef. So warm water is a warm place. And he lives inside a sea anemone. And if anybody's seen the Nemo movie, they know about that. He eats leftover fish caught by the anemone. He helps the anemone, and the anemone helps him. Body parts. He has fins and gills. He has a small body with orange and white stripes with black lines. So, lives in a warm place is, I'm using clownfish. You might find something else. You can do mine or you can find something else. I know this because I researched it. You could put it that way. Ooh, what, that's messy. It's hard to hold the camera and write. I researched it. I used my animal cards and I researched it. You are allowed to research in a book, on the computer, or the animal cards I posted on Google Classroom, whatever you would like. Guess what? I could use the clownfish again. Finds food in water. The clownfish lives in the water, so he has to find food in the water. The snapping turtle can come out of the water, but he spends most of his time in the water. So I could use the snapping turtle or the clownfish again. But there's another one. Let me show you. He definitely finds food in the water because he lives in the water all the time. Oh, he does not find food in the water. Not the reindeer. We can't use him. Cheetah does not find food in the water. Penguins. Penguins have to leave the ice and go swim in the water to get their food. His habitat is Antarctica, where it's snowy, icy, and cold. His diet is fish, squid, and krill. So he leaves the group, or a group of them at a time will go hunting in the icy cold water for fish, squid, and krill. His body parts: tiny black and white feathers, but cannot fly. Wings for swimming, webbed feet. Okay? So we could have used several animals for this. Escapes danger quickly. We haven't read this one. A lot of children like this animal. Cheetah. Fastest land animal. And I think the clue is quickly here, okay? He lives in Africa on the grassland or desert. He eats mammals, gazelles, elk, and rabbits. And his body parts are yellow fur with black spots, a small head, a long body, and a long tail, strong back legs. So, like if a lion comes after him, he can try to use those really quick legs to get away quickly. Just like it says, quickly. He's the fastest land animal on the planet. So you could use that one for the last one. But remember, you can look this up any way you want. You can use my cards posted on Google Classroom. You can get an animal book. Or you can, if you have an animal book at home and you don't want to constantly look at the computer, that's fine with me. Now the next part. On this page, you pick an animal to really draw. That's why I felt it was better to write on that page. Say you wanted to pick the cheetah. You would draw the cheetah. Then this doesn't have to be a complete sentence yet. So fur helps him hide. He has yellow fur with black dots. Do you see how that looks like the desert and the grass? His fur helps him hide. He has strong legs to run away quickly. And I don't know, he has a long tail, but it really doesn't tell us what it does for him. We might have to look that up. But you don't have to do that animal. Let me get another animal for you. Flamingo. So you would draw the flamingo up here. That's a pretty one to draw. He has webbed feet. How does it help him? He can walk in the water. He's tall. That helps him stay above the shallow water. And he has a long neck. And he bends down and he gets small algae, insects, and small fish out of the water. So if you do the cheetah and you don't know how he uses his tail or how it helps him, that's okay. I wonder if it provides balance. But you could also put, if you do the cheetah, you could put his claws. His claws help hold on to things. You could put that there. So just remember that on this page, choose one animal and try to write about 3 body parts. And this page doesn't have to be in a complete sentence yet. This page then becomes a complete sentences here, but they help you. They give you part of the sentence. Zoo scavenger hunt, claim, evidence, reasoning. An animal's body parts help it survive. What is one body part that helps animals survive? You could put claws, its long legs or its beak, its long neck, its tongue, its suction cup feet. You could pick anything, okay? I'm going to do an easy one. You do something else. Don't put the same thing I'm putting. An animal's ears help it survive, because then the animal can hear danger. So that's a complete sentence, and then pick the animal that you're writing about. So you could say animal's ears, animal's legs, animal's skin, specifically this animal, animal's beaks or necks, to finish this last page. Now, since you do have 3 pages to write about today, I'm going to give you 2 days to finish this assignment. You have 2 days to hand this one in. All right? Bye.